in Advancing Eco Agriculture, that company as well, they focus a lot on getting large scale farmers to transition to regenerative agriculture. So, which just a quick note on regenerative versus organic, because before I started this journey, I thought they were like just the same word for the same thing, and I was like, whatever, this is just like another buzzword. And then as I dived in deeper, like the thing I really like about regenerative, it's very non-judgmental. So, and they realize everything is, you know, a progression, and you know, they like there's people who will call themselves regenerative who are still using like chemicals, but they're finding their way towards more ecological methods. Whereas organic, it's like you're either organic or you're not. And that kind of like keeps people out who aren't ready to like go fully in. Whereas regenerative can kind of allow people to slowly transition. And I think that's like the only way you can't have I feel like there's not good to have like such a solid out group and in group. Like then that creates conflict, you know?
Right.
So
it's divisive.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I like that. Yeah. So you're saying instead where regenerative, it's more like progressing towards a more natural system.
Yeah. So that's why it's been hard for people to put like a label on regenerative, because it doesn't have like a solid definition of like what it is.
Yeah. I mean, how I thought of regenerative was that instead of like sustaining, right? Like instead of like keeping the energy or biomass level, you know, the same, it's like adding more.
Right.
Over time.
For sure.
That's how I think of it.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, if you're a farmer that's been like fallow fields, like using herbicides and like keeping the soil bare for like, you know, half the year, even just planting a cover crop and then using herbicides to terminate it is still regenerative compared to where you were before.
Exactly.
So it's still not like what I would want to eat, but like at least it's progress. And you know, it just makes people feel less like defensive, like, and I like that philosophy like a lot better than necessarily like hardcore organic. And I mean, I don't even want to go into
no, totally. We could have a whole podcast on definitions around it, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of ridiculous. It's like, hey, are we trying like to grow this naturally or not?
Right.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. So I feel like, regenerative becomes like more of a mindset, you know, and like I guess organic. Yeah. But like I said, like we were saying, the definitions of organic are so like set in stone that it's, it also is, it like takes the soul out of it in a way. Like you have these big farms, they just have a rule book and they just follow the basic rules and they don't have to really think about it. Like they have their certifying agent just like check the boxes, and they just substitute their conventional pesticides for an organic pesticide, and like their conventional fertilizer for an organic fertilizer. And like obviously there's many amazing organic farmers out there,
right?
But
not all is lost with the organic farm.
Yeah, I'm not totally anti-organic.
But what you're saying is, yeah, they're just still spraying pesticides.
Right.
Like poisons. They're still doing a lot of those things.
Yeah. It just allows for that mindset to continue without, like, when you are regenerative, you have to really think about like what you've been doing and like how you can make it better, I guess, in a way. Like
instead of checking out with like a checklist.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah. And I just think the community of regenerative growers are just like, I mean, they're just so passionate. Like, so.
And they're doing more. You're right.
Yeah.
It's like that whole mindset, right? To do more, to give more to the land than when you found it, right? Just like this property. We're in the garden. It's existential.